Hey y'all. So, story time. Currently driving to Denver for another race tomorrow. The world's toughest mile. It's a lap of burpee broad jumps, lap of lunges, lap of bear crawl, and the last lap is a run. And yeah, I'm on my way there. Sorry if the camera bounces a little bit, but I'm driving. But story time today is about the Ironman last weekend, the 70.3. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it quite a bit, actually. But last year I started doing high rocks, and I signed up for a bunch of them, and I started competing. And one of my friends, we were chatting and stuff. We're fitness friends, we played softball together for years, and just talk fitness all the time. But he was like, I signed up for Ironman 70.3 for Omaha. I was like, he was like, because it's in Omaha. It's coming to Nebraska, and I was like, he's like, you should do it. I'm like, you know what? I think I'm gonna. So I signed up that night, and been training ever since, combination of training for that and for high rocks and just doing all the things. But last weekend was the race, and it was on Sunday. So me and the kids, we left on Friday and got there, and we stayed at my brother's house that first night. And then Saturday night we stayed in a hotel. But I was really nervous going into it, but I wasn't nervous about the competition part of it. I was like extremely nervous about like the transitions and the checking in and making sure that I had everything that I needed where I needed it, because there was 2 transitions, and it was giving me a lot of anxiety. And so Saturday, we had to do a bunch of check-ins. Like, I had to take my bike and get it checked in and drop off a bag, and you have these 2 bags that you've got, like your transition from the swim to the bike, and then you got your transition from the bike to the run, and you have to have 2 separate bags for them, and you need to make sure that everything's in there, because you show up to that transition and you don't have something, it's going to be a problem. But I didn't realize that the first transition was like 25 minutes from the first one, or the second one. And so when it was time to go check in my bike and drop off the stuff, I went to the second transition, and I realized once I got there that was not where I needed to be. And luckily my parents had just got there, because they were meeting me there, because we were going to go out to eat and stuff. But they took the boys and let me kind of figure out my thing. But like I was just like in a panic, and me and the boys turned on some praise music and started singing really loud, and like it helped calm my soul, because I was just like, I was losing it. I was just like, listen boys, like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna be really short with you guys, like I'm really stressing out, like we've got like not a lot of time to do this, and I've got to be over here, I've got to do this. And I was like, so I'm just like, can you guys just be quiet for a minute, and we'll just work through this. I was like, we'll make it happen. And I cranked up the Jesus music, and we jammed out. It helped calm my soul. I got to the check-in 25 minutes away from where the first or the second one was, and got everything dropped off, and went back over to the other one and dropped off the stuff that I needed there. And after that, went to the hotel where the boys were at swimming with my parents, and then we all went out to eat to a nice steakhouse. I had my big steak before the night before, which is what I do that every competition. The night before, I fat fuel so that my body's ready for the next day. So I get up. We go back and go to bed, and then I get up at about 3:09 that morning. I had set my alarm for 3:45. That way I could eat my breakfast and start fueling and get ready. And then I had about 25 minutes, 24 minutes to drive across town to where I needed to be. So I got up, ate grapefruit, bacon, and 2 hard-boiled eggs, and then my electrolytes, my vitamins, all that stuff. And I kissed my boys while they were asleep. And my parents had a key to the room, that way they could come in and get them. But I went to the venue, and it was nice out, it was warm. Got ready and got in line to race. I had everything that I needed, thank God, right? But stood in line with my friend for the swim, and it was my first time in a wetsuit. But as we were standing in line, I told him, I'm like, it's really nice coming to events like this because you get to be with a group of people who are as mentally unstable as I am. And we both kind of like giggled about it because, it's like, it's just the way that we live, But they did 3 at a time, and it was really quick too. It was like, go, it was quick. So got in the water, started swimming. It was cold initially, but like I said, I had this wetsuit on, but like it was cold on my head and my arms. Got swimming, and it wasn't that comfortable. It was open water, which is obviously way different than a pool. Got going, and I got probably about a quarter of the way in, and my neck was raw from the wetsuit rubbing on it. And I mean, like, raw, and it happened fast. So I ended up doing a side stroke for 20 minutes, and then I tried to swim normal again, and I couldn't do it because it just hurt. And I was like, I'm gonna get on that bike, and that sun's gonna just be down on my raw neck, and it's gonna be awful. So I ended up side stroking on either side for the whole 1.2 miles, and it slowed me down a considerable amount, which really sucks. But I just kept telling myself, like, hey, get through this and get to the bike. Just get to the bike, and it's all gonna be all right. So I pushed through it, got done. I got out of the water, and everybody was walking out of the water, and I'm like, man, I'm trying to get to this bike. So, I'm trying to rip off this wetsuit, and I'm running up the hill, and I hear my name. I hear one of my friends here, an old friend, just cheering for me, just yelling for me. I look, I'm like, oh man, I didn't know you were gonna be here. And it was awesome, put a smile on my face. And then my buddy's wife was at the end, and she was cheering for me. And I went around the corner, and I passed this group, and they yelled something at me, and it took me a second to like compute what they had said, but they were wetsuit strippers, so they stripped off your wetsuit for you. So I ran over there, and they ripped it off me, and then I ran to my bike, got ready quick, and then hopped on it and got out. I'm gonna stop it here for part 1, because I've got a lot left to say. But stick around and keep your eyes out for part 2. God bless, be kind. Love you.